Eskom is investigating the cause of the fire, the extent of the damage and the possible return to service of the Duvha power station in Mpumalanga. The unit, which has been offline since January this year, caught fire yesterday morning. Joining me now for this is the Eskom spokesperson, Sikonathi, who joins us via the virtual platform. Mr. Mantshantsha, thank you very much for your time. So what is the status of the Duvha power station as we speak?
The Unit 2, which did experience a fire incident yesterday morning, 2 hours after it was brought online, is still off with the investigations as to the cause of the fire, the extent of the damage, which will all then inform us as to when we might be able to have the unit returning to service. Those investigations are ongoing with all the specialists on site this morning, as they were the whole day yesterday until last night. Yeah. When Eskom has when we have completed these investigations and there is a response, we will there is an answer. We will inform the people of South Africa what caused the damage, the fire, and how long, or the extent of the damage, and how long the unit will still be off, or what it will take to return it to service.
Well, that prompts the overall question then, Mr. Mantshantsha, around the state of the national grid. A cold front has already touched down in Cape Town. It's expected to get here tomorrow. Talk to us about how the grid is looking. South Africans, should we expect load shedding?
Definitely, as Eskom has always said, load shedding is a real possibility. There's always elevated risk of load shedding, particularly now during the winter, and of course the cold front does not help. Should we have any significant breakdowns in generation capacity, including any time from today, if we have more breakdowns that tip us way below the 30,000 mark, we should indeed expect the possibility of load shedding. Currently, there is no such plan. There is 30,000 megawatts that is available to supply the evening peak. That is between 5 and 10 when the most risk occurs of load shedding. And the demand is still below that. The forecast demand is still below that. So currently, as things stand, there is no possibility of load shedding today. Of course, as I said, that does change any time when there is a breakdown.
2 quick questions before I'll let you go. The one has to do with a matter that is in the news cycle at the moment, and that is the wage demands by the 30,000 workers of Eskom. What are they demanding versus what you have already settled with, which is the Eskom debt of over 390 billion?
Only these are just under 30,000 workers that belong in the bargaining forum, whose salary, whose wages are determined in a collective bargaining forum with 3 recognized unions. Eskom employs just over 41,000 people. The unions, the 2 unions, AMCU and the National Union of Mine Workers, are demanding at this point, certainly AMCU is demanding 12% wage increase across the board. It is also demanding that the wage differentials be closed. You have then Solidarity, which is demanding a 5.5% across the board. Eskom has offered staggered salary increases ranging from 5.3% to 4%, which is the lowest paid group of employees at 5.3%. And this is also an attempt on the part of Eskom to close the wage gap differentials. And as you can hear, the parties are still quite apart in terms of what is being offered and what is being demanded by the unions. The unions have indeed taken the employers' offer back, and they will report back to the bargaining forum on the 21st and 22nd of June.
While we're still on the Eskom debt, Mr. Mantshantsha, final question. The IMF staff that were in South Africa recently, including the comments from U.S. Treasury, they have raised concerns about Eskom's solvency. What is being done about the Eskom debt? Is there a possibility that this debt could be taken over by National Treasury?
That last question, please address that question to the government via the Department of Public Enterprises and indeed National Treasury. They make the policy, Eskom executes what it has. We also know, Tony, that the department, the National Treasury has over the years awarded Eskom some assistance in the form of interest payments at about 23 billion rand per annum, which really is going a long way in assisting Eskom to deal with the debt. There is at this point, while that government support is in place for the next few years, there is no reason to be talking about insolvency or anything like that. Eskom is able, with the assistance of the government, let's repeat that, is able to meet all its obligations as they fall due. And we are able to do what needs to be done in terms of investing in the operations and maintenance. All of this, there is absolutely, at this point, no risk, certainly, of talking about bankruptcy.
Sikonathi Mantshantsha, thank you very much for your time. Speaks for the power utility Eskom.